Hello everyone, it's me again, Deidre, and this is Her Majesty, your melanated guide through pageantry. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've been here before, then welcome back. But if this is your first time seeing my face, then welcome to the Queendom. Today we're going to be talking about title holder etiquette and how to carry yourself as a title holder. Let's get started. So this is arranged in a do and don't list. So use what applies to you, leave what doesn't. But of course, let's get started with number one. Do read your contract. Your contract has every important thing that they want you to know. The reason you have to sign on the paper is because you are showing them that you understand what you're agreeing to. It is very important to actually know what's in there. And this isn't only for negative prevention. This is simply for being proactive, for knowing what the expectations are so that you can rise above the occasion and succeed with shining colors. Knowing what you are signing up for, literally, is the first step in having a really successful title. This is the essential first step to becoming the best possible title holder you can be. Number two, don't be entitled. As a title holder, you are a representative of the organization. You all play for the same team. So make sure that when you approach business, make sure that you have a gracious heart. Next, do be early. So this goes even further than being on time. Be early. Something I'm learning as a title holder is that you need to be prepared for anything all the time. Meaning that when you get up, even if you don't know what's going on, you do your makeup, you have a cute outfit, you have a gown, backup just in case you need to show up somewhere. It's important to stay ready for things. And as a title holder, you are the face, you are a muse, you are an ambassador for the organization. And so it's important that you are prepared to fill in any gap they need you to fill, because most of the time, really great experiences come on a short notice. So make sure you're ready for them. Next, don't compete in other pageants. This may be obvious. It might not be so obvious, but nonetheless, make sure that you have full allegiance to the organization you are in. This seems really obvious, but it's important to mention because, first of all, in your contract, it probably states it, but just in case you didn't know, do not compete in other pageants. Next, do ask before attending events. As a title holder with an organization, you are expected to be where they know you're going to be and not where they don't expect you to be. Meaning that you need to communicate the entire time. For literally every little appearance, you want to wear your sash and your crown. It is really important to share that with them because this is their brand, but they also know what direction they want to take it. Being a title holder, you have to trust the vision of the organization. There needs to be a level of communication there, but also faith that they're acting in the best way for this title. And that's not only for legal reasons, but it's also just for personal reasons. You and the organization are partners now, meaning that you need to work together. You're in a partnership now, so make sure that you communicate thoroughly, and that goes for both ends. The next one goes hand in hand, and that is do not be afraid of confrontation or communication. When you have an issue or something that doesn't sit well with you, with the organization, or with anything at all, you want to communicate those early, effectively, and respectfully, because it's human nature that we don't always see eye to eye. But when we communicate with each other and we share our thoughts and feelings in a really healthy, productive way, then we can have more win-win situations. And that's what we want in every case. Not every appearance, not every speaking opportunity, not every event you're going to see eye to eye with the organization, but it's important that you are respectful in your approach and you also honor your contract, but also honor that relationship. They're doing a lot for you as well in various ways, whether you see that or not. They are acting in your best interest, and having that trust when you communicate with them is something that's really important. Over communicate is better than under communicating. If you have to ask yourself, should I tell my organization about this? If you have to ask yourself, the answer is probably yes. It is better to share than not to share. Next, do be professional. Be professional. Use emails, leave a paper trail, CC or carbon copy people that need to see it. Learn proper email etiquette as well. In addition to pageant etiquette, learn email etiquette. The very last don't is don't be biased. Of course, everyone has their own opinions about everything under the sun, as you should. You are a smart and independent young woman, but you also want to be mindful that as Miss fill in the blank, you're representing fill in the blank. You're representing a community, a people, and it's very important for you to represent them in the best light. This can also be read as not offending people unnecessarily with things that didn't need to be said. And it is a little bit of don't ask, don't tell. It's not that you shouldn't believe what you believe. It's just that not every situation calls for your opinion, especially when it's already controversial ground. You want to keep that professional barrier by always keeping those really deeply opinionated ideas to yourself, unless asked. Don't show favoritism. So I'm speaking from personal experience because, as you might have seen in a vlog that I've made, I felt very closely connected to some people, and even when I was crowned my new title, I still wanted to hang out with them or like be really close to them, but you have to kind of hold yourself back a little bit. And I don't think enough people talk about that, because you are now affiliated with the organization. You have ascended. And again, like in the humblest way, you are no longer in the same place where you're able to do what you were able to do before. Not everything you can do. And like I said, it's better to over communicate than under communicate. You don't want, if you want to hang out with a certain queen, you got to be like, hey, I want to hang out with this queen. Is it okay if I sit with her? Like, I know that seems maybe a little bit excessive, but in my opinion, you actually need to take that level of heed, because the organization doesn't want to seem rigged or biased or like there's any kind of favoritism behind the scenes either. I may or may not leave that part out, but besides the point. Last but not least is be flexible. Do be flexible. So things will change. Things change all the time. We make our plans and God laughs. Not everything stays as it was initially intended, but master the art of letting go. Master it. Master the art of letting things go and moving on. Like I've said multiple times in this video, assume positive intent with your organization. Assume positive intent. Remember your why. Remember why you're there. Do not self-sabotage out of pettiness, because this opportunity that you have with your organization is honestly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, most likely. And it's also one in which you are their investment. And they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes for you that you won't know unless you ask, or you have that kind of relationship with your directors or your sponsors. But most of the time you are a muse, you are the face. And sometimes it's difficult because we are on the front lines. We are doing a lot of the talking and a lot of the social work, but there's more behind the scenes that goes into it. And there needs to be that trust there. You need to trust your organization. If you're already feeling sketchy, if you're already feeling a little sus, don't compete in that pageant. Just don't compete in it, and take your business elsewhere. And that's okay. But know that if you are competing with an organization, you are engaging in a mutual agreement to each other's highest good. And you need to remember that the whole time. Don't forget. Don't let one experience with one person at one time throw off your whole trajectory of your relationship, because networking is the name of the game. And it's really important to really nurture the bonds you make. They're human people too, and people make mistakes sometimes. And I know I might sound like a little defensive, but I feel like pageantry these days, as you probably know, has been like in quicksand, like kind of on shaky ground, thin ice, all synonyms of the situation. And I think part of it is just a central disconnect with what pageantry is supposed to be about. And that goes into a little bit more of my opinions. I don't want to get too opinionated here because I'm going to take my own advice and not be biased. But what I will say is, when it comes to relationships that you make with your organization, make sure that you believe in them. Really believe in them, and make sure that it's an unshakable faith. and they will reciprocate, because what you give is what you get. With that said, queens, I hope you have a great day or a great night. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.